Yo, guys, Urban Bars brings you the best UK reactions to rap, hip hop, and urban music from all around the world. Guys, we are back with my man, our man, Thomas Sowell. Really? I can't believe what he's come up with, guys. I've just got to review this with you. Guys, our man Thomas Sowell is asking the question why intellectuals keep admiring vicious tyrants. Guys, I gotta know. I really got to know.
There's a professor in University of Hawaii, I think he's emeritus right now, called
Professor Emeritus.
Dr. Rummel, Professor Rummel. And he's written a book called
Really? I'm just smashing the place to pieces. When he said Rommel, I'm thinking of, is it Rommel of the German Rommel? Field Marshal Rommel? Guys, I'm sorry, I just knocked the whole place together, but let's put this back into perspective.
Emeritus
Let's
right now,
calm down.
called
Calm down.
Dr. Rummel, Professor Rummel. And he's written a book called Death by Government. And he points out in this book that from 1917 until the collapse of the Soviet Union, that these people, mainly
Joseph Stalin,
murdered or caused the death of 61 million people,
yeah,
mostly its
Stalin
own citizens. Since 1949,
Mao,
China's
100
Mao
million.
Zedong
100 million.
is responsible for the death of 38 million of its own citizens. And some people say that's a number too low. It's 45 million.
I heard it was 100.
Another fact, when John Kenneth Galbraith visited Mao's China, he praised Mao Zedong and the Chinese system. Now, the reason why I bring this up is that I think last week or the week before, California Representative Diane Watson, she praised Cuba's health system and she praised Fidel Castro.
I've heard a lot of people. I actually knew a guy who studied in Cuba, and he praised not only the health system of Cuba, but the educational system of Cuba as well. So I don't know, but my man studied there for 3, 4 years, and he said the Cuban health and educational system was second to none.
Saying that you can think whatever you want about Fidel Castro, but he's one of the brightest leaders I've ever met. Now, here's my question. How is it, or how come, these people on the left praise and have sympathy for these tyrants, by these monsters of human history?
Wow, that's a tall order. I think one of the reasons is that those people talk the kind of talk that the intellectuals like to hear.
Is that the Venezuelan guy? Yeah, it is. Hugo Chavez, the Venezuelan guy. Yeah.
And
Hugo
since talk
Chavez.
is mainly what they're about. That's what they go by. I mean, Hitler made some of the greatest peace speeches of the 1930s. And, of course, it made sense for him to do that because he's arming Germany to the teeth, but that's only going to be effective if the other countries don't arm as well.
That's right.
And so he then talks about how wonderful peace is, and he's offering all sorts of, non-aggression pacts and all kinds of stuff like that. And the intellectuals in the Western democracies were just eating it up. And
the sad fact is, Hitler did rebuild Germany from scratch. He was a great orator. So a lot of these people are great speakers. They're great orators. They have some sort of personal charisma, charm. They're charismatic. There's something electric about these people. So when you look at it, even like Lenin, when he first came in, he became one of these butchers, didn't he, as well? From Lenin, Stalin, Mussolini, all of these people that I studied for European history, they all had the same kind of elements about them. But as their rule progressed, they wanted total power, and total power meant total corruption.
Then as now, they always described, the intellectuals did, military deterrence as an arms race.
Uh-huh.
Well, if Hitler's arming and you don't arm, you're in big trouble.
That's absolutely right. And I believe one time you pointed out, or somebody pointed out, that when Hitler was in the process of violating the Versailles treaties during the mid-30s, that France alone could have taken him down. But they allowed him to accumulate weapons, and France became a victim.
Oh, absolutely. When Hitler sent troops into the Rhineland in violation of the Treaty of Versailles, Hitler himself admitted later that if the French had acted, had sent their troops in, he said we would have to have left with our tail between our legs.
I heard that.
And many people have argued that had that happened, Hitler would have been so disgraced, it would have been the end of the Nazi regime.
Mm-hmm. Now,
yeah, what Hitler said was he kept pushing and pushing, and just seeing where the barrier was. You know, he kept pushing and pushing and pushing.
I would imagine that the Ahmadinejad in the Iran, he must be saying these people are fools. They're letting me go to develop nuclear weapons.
Oh, no question about it. And this is, in a sense, even worse than what happened in the case of Hitler, because once you have 2 or 3 nuclear weapons, you are suddenly the master of anybody who isn't willing to stand there and see 2 or 3 of their major cities blown to pieces.
Yeah, right.
If the Iranians are willing to die and we're not, then we are going to lose any confrontation.
Oh, that was something to finish on. He said, if the Iranians are prepared to die and we're not, we will lose any kind of confrontation. And guys, that is so true. So why is it that intellectuals admire these tyrants? I think we need to peep a little bit deeper into this, guys. But that was a good little start there, from a little clip there from our man Thomas Sowell there. So all these intellectuals, for some reason or other, they admire these tyrants. And I have my own pet theory about this, guys. I mean, is it because it's almost like boxers and gladiators in the ring? We admire those people that in some aspects we would love to, you know, when no one's looking, be like ourselves. Is that why they admire these tyrants? Have they got a kind of tyrannical streak within them that they are sort of just keeping under the surface? I don't know. I'm surmising, guys. This is the first time I've seen this video, the first time I'm commenting, and it's the first thought that's come into my head. I mean, the intellectuals are apparently admiring these tyrants from history. So you go all the way back in history and you go forward to the present day now. So why are they admiring these tyrants? I don't know. Guys, let me know if you have an idea or a clue. Let me know down here in the comment section. Guys, it's all gravy. No one is wrong. Just let us know your thoughts on this and let us know. I mean, I'll be very interested to read your thoughts and comments, guys. But it's our man Thomas Sowell, and guys, we're going to have a lot more of him. We're going to have a lot more JBP. We're going to have a lot more of Myron Goldman, and you know, there's a few others that I'm going to sort of bring to this channel, because it's just nice to get a perspective from intellectuals. Like, they are actually intellectuals, so it'd be nice to know if they want to be, or they admire tyrants as well. But guys, here at Urb'n Barz, we've still got the music we're going to come back to. I'm just taking a little bit of a hiatus away from that until some more music drops into my feed, guys. But until we get, you know, some more of that boom boom stuff, let's hear a bit more, some of that intellectual stuff, guys. Guys, we're going to grow on this channel, left, right, and Chelsea. Believe me on that. If you haven't subscribed to Urb'n Barz, guys, please subscribe to my channel here at Urb'n Barz. And guys, like, share, hit the notification bell, but make certain you come back to the next Urb'n Barz reaction. See ya.